It's a zombie company. It loses money. Nobody's going to the game. Thank God they get Caitlin Clark. She's injured for 2 weeks. All of a sudden, attendance goes down. This is not going to work long term. You trust me. You'll see this long term. Ain't nobody going to WNBA game.
As soon as Caitlin Clark leaves, the cost of tickets plummets. It's $76 one day and $3 the next. Not even the refreshments from the vending machine are so inexpensive. It's not a coincidence. Impact is that. She is more than a mere performer. Around her, they're creating whole broadcasts, advertising campaigns, and packed arenas. Additionally, the league is struggling now that she is out due to an injury. However, other players are disparaging her rather than standing by her. There are fans who live in denial. And the league continues to operate as though nothing has changed. Stay put. We're analyzing why Caitlin Clark is currently more than just the WNBA's face. It may still be standing because of her. I'll give you a number. After it was announced that Caitlin Clark was out due to a quad injury, the cost to enter a Fever game was $3. $3, not $30, not even $13. The same seat was selling for $76 before to the injury. That represents a 92% decrease in value. That's not typical. We're not only discussing one team or one location. This had an impact on the entire league. Prices fell in Chicago, Indiana, and Washington. Not only did the fans pay less, but some of them chose not to go at all. Are you curious about a player's level of power? Observe how the market responds to their absence. Additionally, it seems as though the game's spirit leaves with Clark when she gets off the ground. That is the appearance of true influence. She is a sensation, not only a name on the shirt. Let's make a clarification. Injuries occur frequently. That is a component of athletics. However, Caitlin Clark's injury affects more than simply the starting lineup. Attendance, viewership, venue operations, and even the way networks prioritize coverage are all impacted. Indiana declared that she had been absent for 2 weeks. Since then, the average ticket price for her games has decreased from $137 to $80. As little as $4 was paid by some fans. That is a cliff, not a dip. Now consider what would happen if that occurred in the NBA. Imagine the Lakers being unable to sell out of tickets when LeBron is away for 2 weeks. That's what we are discussing here. In the WNBA, Clark is redefining what star power looks like. With her presence, games become national events rather than just local ones. It's as if the lights go down a little without her. The excitement of the crowd wanes. It doesn't feel like the stakes are that high. This is also a business. And there are actual financial costs associated with her absence.
Can we be clear about this? If Caitlin Clark were not in the WNBA, we would not be talking about the WNBA. She is the only ticket draw in the WNBA. A large percentage of all tickets sold in the WNBA are so people can watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. No one cares about Angel Reese. She'd be drawing flies if she were playing not against Caitlin Clark on the court right now. Angel Reese has basically become the Bill Laimbeer to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird, essentially. That is where we now are.
When entire venues change simply because of your name on the calendar, you know you've succeeded. The Washington Mystics postponed a game to Baltimore's CFG Bank Arena. The Sky over Chicago. They traveled to the United Center from Winrust Arena. 20,000 seats is that. All in order to profit on the Clark craze. Then the news broke. She's hurt. Overnight, the 86 seats for the Clark vs. rematch on June 7th were reduced to $25. They were listed for less than movie tickets in some resale sites. That's more than just a decline in demand. That is the collapse of momentum. The fact that this isn't a seasoned player with years of league experience adds to the absurdity. Caitlin Clark altered plans in addition to ticket costs. To deal with the gravity she brings, teams updated their venues. This isn't advertising. It's an earthquake. However, some members of the league continue to wonder, has she earned it? Earned what? The right to be the reason the structure is still occupied. The authority to take everyone's wages. Now hurry up.
Because I saw this today, it's fascinating. So, a university professor in finance looked up the value of Caitlin Clark for the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is more than simply an important member of the Indiana Fever. She is currently the WNBA's main source of revenue. The needle is moved by her. She modifies her ticketing tactics. She is in charge of advertising campaigns. Additionally, the system begins to malfunction while she is absent. She is more than just a scorer. She's attractive. She's a sensation, not just a shooter. When was the last time a novice had such an impact? Even though Zion Williamson had a similar experience in the NBA, the league wasn't depending on him all the time. It's not the same with Caitlin. Everything is altered by her presence or absence. Some players support their teams. Certain players assist cities. Clark is contributing to the continued relevance, profitability, and vibrancy of a whole league. Indiana took on the Connecticut Sun on May 30th. Not even Caitlin Clark participated in the game. Nevertheless, more than 16,000 fans attended. It's not only a nice group of people. For a regular season game without the star, that is a crowd fit for the playoffs. They showed up even though some had to pay $4 to enter. Why? Since she could be present. Since she might give a wave. So she may be sitting on the bench. Superstars have that kind of power. That's the kind of influence of Taylor Swift attending an NFL game. That's not typical. That is uncommon. And practically unheard of in women's athletics. In the meanwhile, the league is conducting business as usual. This kind of momentum is what the WNBA has been waiting for years. And now that they have it at last, they are failing miserably. No official protection, no marketing campaign, and no admission of the obvious. The main reason people are watching is because of Caitlin Clark. A Ferrari cannot be handled like a golf cart. Your once-in-a-generation star cannot be treated like just any player on the team. It's similar like running inside and hiding from the rain after being struck by lightning rather than rejoicing.
So the WNBA says they want to get paid more. They're saying this year they're going to make $1 billion. That's what they're saying, okay? For the first time ever. Now that Caitlin Clark is hurt for 2 weeks, did you see ticket prices? Insane. Let me read you the ticket prices.
Some claim she hasn't earned her stripes, but let's face it, the fans have already awarded her the badge. In actuality, the league would be erecting statues if any other player attracted 20,000 spectators and 2.5 million TV viewers. It's resentment, though, with Caitlin. Legacy is not created by gatekeeping. It prevents it. It's also time for some veterans to welcome the fans as they enter instead of attempting to keep the door locked.
When it comes to Caitlin Clark, now I've taken hits because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her, but it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shine.
Let's be precise. A crimson carpet is not what Caitlin Clark is requesting. She's not pleading for special treatment. She competes, shows up, and takes more hits than nearly everyone else in the league at the moment. She still gets back up, though. She is performing all the tasks you would expect from an expert. Working long hours, maintaining humility, keeping your head down, and being on top of everything. However, some people in the league still feel that you must pay your dues before you can shine. It's important to note that this is not a sorority. This is a company. A company that depends on sales, reviews, and relevancy to thrive. And all three are being delivered by Caitlin Clark. It's not high school here. The freshman is more gifted than you were at that age, so you don't get to badger them. You accept it since the entire league eats if Caitlin does. It's not difficult. Caitlin Clark is the talk of the nation's sports networks. Not just ESPN, either. Fox Sports, CNN, and even a late-night host have mentioned her. It's uncommon air. Not only do her highlights go viral, though. It permeates all she does. Cameras flash as she enters a stadium and puts on headphones to warm up. Twitter turns into a battlefield. TikTok receives 1 million views, and she loses a game. The media is aware of what the league appears to be lacking. Caitlin Clark is more than simply a basketball player. She is a storyline, a time, and an ongoing cultural movement. It will make headlines if she receives a score of 30. It's debatable if she receives a score of 9. That's the power of stars. Furthermore, no other player in the league is now receiving that level of attention. What does the WNBA commissioner do, then, while the media is obsessed with Clark? She writes a lengthy piece explaining how the league's success is due to her 3-pillar strategy. Let's face it, Kathy Angelbert didn't go viral. In the Final Four, Kathy Angelbert did not drop 40. No one crashed ticketing websites because of Kathy Angelbert. All of that was done by Caitlin Clark. It's not a pie. If you acknowledge that Clark altered the course of events, then nobody is starving. However, it would be tone-deaf to act as though this surge was a part of a 5-year marketing strategy. Let's call it what it is. The league needs to keep up with the arrival of a once-in-a-lifetime player. For a moment, let's play the hypothetical game. Tomorrow, what if Caitlin Clark woke up and said, "You know what? I'm finished." How would the WNBA fare? TV ratings would plummet. Prices for tickets have dropped to their pre-Clark levels. Casual admirers would vanish. The fanfare, celebrity endorsements, and media attention are all gone. By himself, Clark has emerged as the most marketable asset in the WNBA. The story falls apart without her. The league resumes pleading with ESPN for coverage, and the Fever returned to being a minor market team. The league is not being disparaged by that. That's the truth. It demonstrates the potency of a single player who sparks cultural interest. Some fans have been complaining about being priced out of games for months. Clark raised the price of WNBA tickets. "It's not fair," they remarked. Guess what, though? You can now enter for $13. A few games cost $9. For less than what you spent on dinner last night, you can sit on center court. Now, where are the fans? In actuality, those audiences weren't only present for women's basketball. For Caitlin Clark, they were present. Additionally, many of those individuals do not attend when she is not on the court. Here's a reality check, then. Without Caitlin, the WNBA would look like this. Do you continue to watch? The officiating is another important topic of discussion. Clark is receiving more hits than anyone else. Elbows, body slams, hip checks, you name it. What are the referees doing? Nothing. No penalties, no SMS, and no whistles. The officials seem to be unable to see her. Veterans, meanwhile, receive calls every night from superstars. Why isn't Clark? More defenders are drawn to her than any other player in the league. She is receiving greater attention and selling more tickets. That's what makes you famous, isn't it? So why not treat her as such? Refs must acknowledge what the fans are already aware of. A superstar is Caitlin Clark. This isn't personal to the players who feel ignored at the moment. It's business. Clark's exposure is beneficial to WNBA players as well. It generates revenue. It attracts admirers. It allows your team to play more games on national television. That's a victory. Leagues don't grow out of jealousy. Strategy does. Make use of her momentum. Expand on her achievements. Don't try to turn down her brightness. Make use of it to shine more brightly. The WNBA may be in its prime right now. However, only if everyone joins the same team. Let's be honest about it. Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's lifeblood. Your cousin, who has never watched women's basketball, now understands the Fever timetable because of her. YouTube is overflowing with WNBA highlights because of her. Your mother is messaging you to inquire who Angel Reese is because of her. Power is that. Presence is that. Caitlin Clark is that person. The league needs her more than it knows, so defend, encourage, and support her. And there will be an overwhelming quiet if she ever chooses to leave. We would like to hear from you now. Is it okay for Caitlin Clark to receive calls from celebrities? Do the veterans have a point, or are they being overly bitter? If Clark had never become pro, would the WNBA still be thriving today? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. If you think the Caitlin Clark effect is real, hit the like button. For more in-depth analyses like this, hit the subscribe button. Additionally, because this story is far from finished, don't forget to share it with other basketball fans.
This girl, the Golden Goose, comes along, and she wreaks havoc. She's the rookie of the year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting. 4th in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
Outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Then won a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. Lost to South Carolina another year. But she's out